Habitat for Humanity Lloydminster is happy to announce a new addition to its team, helping the not-for-profit move forward with future projects. Kirsten Stang is the new Director of Marketing and Fund Development, and she's been busy and active with projects already.
I get to plan events, coordinate volunteers, create a database and a roster for volunteers so that anybody can come down and put their name on the roster.
Stang says she couldn't have found a better organization to be a part of, with her travels to Southeast Asia making her want to give back.
Babies sleeping on the street, children begging me for money, and it really made me fortunate to come home and feel like I can live in a community where, through organizations like Habitat for Humanity, everyone has a chance to get ahead in life.
Stang was hired with the help of a grant from the 360 Built Smart program, which helps develop infrastructure needed for Habitat for Humanity homes. Meantime, Habitat is also busy on the campaign trail, collecting your least favorite change to help a family in need. You may have noticed penny jars at local businesses around the city. Habitat is hoping to collect 10 million of the copper coins to help fund its next build. Elise Cox gives us an update on how close the organization is to reaching its goal.
Western Financial has been collecting pennies for Habitat for Humanity's Home Sense fundraiser to build a home in Lloydminster for a family in housing need.
This just seemed to be a really good one with pennies going out of circulation. It was just a perfect opportunity to do something with those pennies.
Habitat's goal is to raise 10 million pennies, and although the total at Western Financial hasn't quite been tallied,
I wouldn't even venture a guess.
at the Restore alone, they've collected 60,000.
60,000 pennies is a lot of pennies to collect roll, but it is only $600, so it is still a long ways from building a home.
However, the response has them hopeful that their goal will soon be achieved.
And they run out to their car and gather up all their pennies that might be in their console, emptying out their pockets. It's really neat to see. And even the little kids love to put their pennies into the bottles.
And their partners are working hard with them to a cause they carry close to their hearts.
This is because I was physically part of two builds as well.
And they say it was an amazing experience for their employees.
Once you're a part of it and you actually participate in it, it makes it that much easier to talk about it and tell other people about it. And of course your excitement carries over always anyway.
Donations are also accepted at the Co-op, RBC, The Brick, and other local companies.
Every little bit helps, and it just shows that people can help Habitat for Humanity in the little ways.
Elise Cox, Newcap News.
A grueling 225-kilometer bike ride came to a close Sunday. The group biked from Ardrossan to the border city, raising awareness for drug addiction. And it was definitely a triumphant return for the half-dozen riders. The group arrived around 3 o'clock after biking for 2 days. The riders were raising money and awareness for the Thorpe Recovery Center, putting the spotlight on addiction.
Help kids get off drugs. It's for the youth. It was started a long time ago because we had a young fellow in our extended family passed away. He got into some stuff he shouldn't have been playing with, and that's why we do it. It's for the kids.
Drugs can be bad in this town, so it's probably good to support something that's keeping the kids out of it.
There's no word yet how much money was raised, but the group is hoping it's close to $30,000. Well, in this week's edition of Retrospect, this week from the archives, Brian Hardy takes a look back at the opening of the Heavy Oil Interpretive Center and checks out some of the amazing fashion from the past with the crowning of the first Miss Lloydminster.
This week in 1999, the Heavy Oil Interpretive Center was open to the public. The facility is packed full of informative displays, many of which are interactive. And because of the depth of the displays, the opening was delayed more than a month. At the core, the displays are educational, telling the story of heavy oil from formation through to production, and at a level everyone can understand.
This is for measuring octane.
And already the attraction is getting a thumbs up from young and old.
I've always thought that the more hands-on stuff, the more fun it is, because almost everything in there is hands-on.
It's educational. There's no question at all that when you come in here and if you do the circuit and take your time at each of the stations, that when you leave here, you're going to be pretty knowledgeable about heavy oil.
Michael Higgins, NewsHour.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lloydminster 1989, Gail Mills.
It's August 1988, and the city watches as a new beauty queen is crowned.
I just couldn't believe it. I can't believe it.
Gail Milne stole the spotlight last night as she was crowned the first ever Miss Lloydminster. The second runner-up was 20-year-old Sherry Priest, and the first runner-up, 18-year-old Brenda Meyer. The new Miss Lloydminster received a new fur coat and a modeling scholarship with Patty Faulkner in Calgary. The next few months will be busy for Gail Milne as she gets ready to represent Lloydminster at the Miss Canada pageant this fall. Blaine Ostapovich, Broadcast Center News.
Join us next time when the Chuck Wagon races return to Lloydminster. I'm Brian Hardy for Retrospect, this week from the archives.
Retrospect this week from the archives is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.